absolutely deplorable. This was before Vasseljet built his sewers on the Thames, so you had Thames water.
Underwater tunnels represent more than groundbreaking engineering. They're remarkable passageways connecting entirely separate worlds beneath the ocean. From historic feats like London's Thames Tunnel to Sydney's spectacular underwater shortcut, these passages are reshaping our journeys. Get ready to witness the 20 unbelievable ocean tunnels that will blow your mind. Number 20. Marmaray Tunnel. In Istanbul, continent hopping is no big deal. 4 minutes is all it takes to go from Europe to Asia, no passport needed. The Marmaray Tunnel under the Bosphorus Strait connects Europe and Asia, and it's one of the coolest underwater tunnels out there. Stretching 8.5 miles, this beast combines a super deep submerged section that's over half a mile long with bored and cut-and-cover segments. The deepest section of the immersed tunnel sits more than 180 feet below the water, making it the deepest immersed railway tunnel ever built. That's deeper than the Statue of Liberty is tall. Talk about impressive. Now, building it wasn't easy peasy. They had these massive tunnel pieces pre-built in dry docks and then floated them out before sinking and fitting them together like giant underwater puzzle pieces. Sounds sketchy, but this thing is tough enough to handle a massive 9.0 earthquake. It's going to help ease Istanbul's crazy traffic, moving a whopping 1.5 million passengers a day.
Marmaray Tunnel is the world's first connecting two continents and was inaugurated on the 90th anniversary of the Republic of Turkey.
Number 19. Thames Tunnel. Who dared to build the world's first underwater tunnel? London's Thames Tunnel, the original aquatic roadway, was completed in 1843, setting a new standard in engineering audacity. Designed by legendary engineer Mark Isambard Brunel, this tunnel connects Rotherhithe to Wapping beneath London's iconic River Thames. At about 1,200 feet long, it was groundbreaking, not just because it was underwater, but because Brunel invented a revolutionary tunneling shield to dig through the soft ground without flooding the whole place. For real, this guy was straight-up genius. Initially, the Thames Tunnel was used only by pedestrians who paid just a penny to stroll beneath the river. But by the 1860s, it was converted into a railway tunnel, becoming a crucial part of London's transportation system. After a brief makeover in the 90s and another closure in 2007, it reopened in 2010 as part of the London Overground. So yeah, Londoners are still riding through history every single day.
The world's first underwater banquet hall, the world's first underwater shopping arcade, and the world's first underwater fairground.
Cruising under rivers feels totally normal today, but without Brunel's groundbreaking Thames Tunnel, we might still be taking ferries. Next time you're underground, shout out the OG tunnel that made it happen. Number 18. Trans-Bay Tube. Staying dry while speeding beneath San Francisco Bay? Normal life brought to you by the incredible Trans-Bay Tube. Built for the Bay Area Rapid Transit, or BART, this underwater rail tunnel is seriously next-level engineering. Stretching about 3.6 miles beneath the waves, the Trans-Bay Tube connects Oakland to downtown San Francisco, sitting almost 135 feet below the surface. Opened in 1974, it's been carrying millions of passengers every year, making it one of the busiest underwater transit routes in America. This ain't your average subway ride. You're literally gliding through a reinforced concrete tunnel deep beneath one of America's most iconic bays. The construction was no joke either. Engineers pieced together 57 massive tube segments, each the size of a football field, built on land, floated into place, then sunk to the bay's floor. Talk about precision. BART's Trans-Bay Tube just got a major upgrade recently, including seismic improvements to withstand major earthquakes and smoother, faster rides.
And the Bay Bridge are instantly recognizable icons, but the most interesting bay crossing isn't one you'll see on postcards.
Number 17. Muskö Tunnel. A naval base buried inside a mountain beneath the ocean. Sounds straight out of a spy movie, right? Yep, Sweden actually built one, and it's called the Muskö Tunnel. It's like something of a spy thriller, except it's 100% real. Located just south of Stockholm, Muskö Naval Base is one of Sweden's best-kept secrets, connected to the mainland by a mind-blowing underwater tunnel that's nearly 2 miles long. Completed in 1969, this submerged passage dives about 230 feet beneath the Baltic Sea and leads straight into an underground fortress carved directly into solid rock. This base isn't just for show, it's a fully operational naval station with docks, repair facilities, and even hospital wards deep inside the mountain. At one point, it was among Europe's largest underground military bases. Think of it as Sweden's ultimate hidden bunker, capable of withstanding massive attacks, including nuclear strikes. The coolest part, ships literally sail right into the mountain through enormous blast-proof doors. Yeah, it's like a real-life Batcave but for warships. Today it remains active, still wrapped in mystery, and has recently seen renewed importance given geopolitical shifts. Number 16. Fehmarn Belt Tunnel. Europe is taking road trips to a whole new depth, literally. The Fehmarn Belt Tunnel, a remarkable underwater passage linking Denmark to Germany and set to change Europe's map forever. Stretching 11.2 miles beneath the Baltic Sea, this isn't your ordinary tunnel. When completed in 2029, it'll be the world's longest combined road and rail immersed tunnel. What makes it unique? Unlike traditional tunnels dug through mountains, the Fehmarn Belt is built from gigantic concrete segments dropped onto the ocean floor. Each section is enormous, 712 feet long, 138 feet wide, and weighing a mind-boggling 73,000 tons, about the weight of 10 Eiffel Towers. Imagine these enormous concrete boxes floating like giant Lego bricks before sinking into place, creating an underwater highway beneath one of the busiest shipping lanes on Earth. And guess what? Production is already underway around the clock in the world's biggest tunnel-making factory. Each piece takes 9 weeks to build, and they've already started their incredible journey from the Danish shore, floating like massive ships before being carefully placed on the ocean floor. Number 15. Great Belt Fixed Link. If you've crossed the Great Belt in Denmark, surprise! You've driven beneath the waves without even noticing. This incredible structure isn't just a bridge. It's part tunnel, part bridge, and 100% amazing. Opened in 1998, the Great Belt Link connects the Danish islands of Zealand and Funen, making travel way easier for millions of people. The coolest part? The East Tunnel dives right under the ocean for about 5 miles, taking drivers on a surreal trip beneath the Great Belt Strait, almost 250 feet underwater. Building this massive structure wasn't easy. Crews used giant tunnel boring machines and placed huge prefabricated concrete segments underwater to form the tunnel. Talk about a crazy engineering puzzle. Today, the link has dramatically cut travel time, turning what used to be a long ferry ride into just a quick 10-minute drive through the underwater passage. No worries if tunnels make you nervous. The whole thing is safe, sturdy, and designed to handle even the harshest storms. Number 14. Hvalfjörður Tunnel. Fancy cruising right beneath an Icelandic fjord. The breathtaking Hvalfjörður Tunnel makes it not only possible, but routine. Opened in 1998, this tunnel cuts right under one of Iceland's most scenic fjords, giving travelers a seriously wild shortcut. The Hvalfjörður Tunnel stretches an impressive 18,930 feet. That's almost 3.6 miles of cruising deep below sea level. At its deepest point, you're actually 541 feet underwater.
By the way,
deeper than most skyscrapers are tall. Crazy, right? Before this tunnel existed, you'd have to take a winding road around the fjord, adding nearly an hour to your trip. Now you can zip from Reykjavik to western Iceland in under 10 minutes. Talk about a glow-up. Constructing this tunnel wasn't exactly chill either. Crews had to blast their way through solid rock beneath the fjord, carefully creating one of the deepest underwater road tunnels ever built. Icelandic winters and harsh conditions made this an even bigger challenge, but they totally nailed it. Today, Hvalfjörður Tunnel is one of Iceland's must-see attractions, combining practicality with adventure. Number 13. Norway's Deep-Sea Drive. Going for a drive nearly 1,000 feet beneath the sea? Only Norway would pull off something this epic, and they did with the incredible Ryfast Tunnel. Connecting Stavanger to Strand beneath the stunning Ryfylke Fjord, the Ryfast Tunnel is one of the wildest feats of engineering on the planet. This marvel stretches 8.9 miles beneath the sea, snagging the title as the longest underwater road tunnel in the world. But hold up, it doesn't stop there. At its deepest point, you'll find yourself driving 958 feet below the water's surface. For real, that's deeper than two Statues of Liberty stacked on top of each other. Construction was no walk in the park either. Starting in 2013, engineers had to blast their way through rock formations using advanced drilling techniques, dealing with insane water pressure and some seriously tough conditions. 6 years and $1 billion later, this tunnel became a reality, forever ditching the slow ferry rides. Nowadays, cruising through the Ryfast tunnel is an unforgettable experience. Number 12. Sydney's underwater shortcut. Is escaping city traffic by driving beneath the ocean floor even possible? In Sydney, Australia, it's totally normal, thanks to the amazing Sydney Harbour Tunnel. Opened back in 1992, this underwater twin-tube tunnel was built specifically to ease the traffic nightmare on the iconic Sydney Harbour Bridge. Sydney needed it bad. With nearly 96,000 cars rolling through every day, this 1.4-mile tunnel is a literal lifesaver for commuters trying to beat the city hustle. Diving beneath the legendary Sydney Harbour, it connects the Warringah Freeway on the north side with the Cahill Expressway downtown. It sits about 82 feet below sea level at its deepest point. And here's a fun fact. It's built at a 30-degree angle to the Harbour Bridge above, making it not only super useful, but also a pretty slick engineering masterpiece. The construction was no easy feat either. It took over 4 years, hundreds of skilled workers, and nearly $500 million to carve out this underwater shortcut. Today, drivers can smoothly cruise under the sparkling harbor waters, cutting travel times dramatically and skipping the daily headache of bridge gridlock. Number 11. Karnaphuli Tunnel. Driving beneath a massive river sounds pretty daring, but it's actually everyday life. Tunnels built directly under these epic waterways. Well, Bangladesh just made that dream a reality with the Karnaphuli Tunnel, the country's first underwater road tunnel, and it's totally changing the game. The Karnaphuli Tunnel dives beneath the Karnaphuli River near the busy port city of Chattogram. This beast stretches about 6 miles, with nearly 2 miles of it cruising underwater, connecting both sides of the city and cutting travel times dramatically. Within the first 12 hours after opening, over 2,000 vehicles zipped through, proving just how hyped locals were about this landmark achievement. Built as a collaboration between Bangladesh and China, the tunnel is way more than just a cool shortcut. It's part of China's massive Belt and Road initiative, aiming to boost trade and connectivity throughout Asia. Engineers use some seriously next-level technology to make this happen, placing giant concrete segments underwater and linking them to form a sturdy tunnel that sits about 100 feet below the riverbed. Now, traveling between Chattogram City and the nearby beach town of Cox's Bazar has never been easier or more exciting. It's literally reshaping travel and trade in Bangladesh, bringing cities closer together than ever before. Get ready for today's mystic topic. Ever driven a road that looks like it's about to drown you? This one's real, not some Hollywood stunt. You roll forward and suddenly the ocean's right there, pressing against glass walls on both sides. It's breathtaking, it's terrifying, it's, oh no, what have I gotten into? Would you keep going? Or nope, you're way back to land. Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to mention #MysticTopic. Number 10. Zhuhai Macau Bridge Tunnel. China turned underwater road trips into reality with the mind-blowing Zhuhai Macau Bridge Tunnel, a true marvel of engineering. Part of the massive Hong Kong-Zhuhai Macau Bridge, this underwater stretch is seriously changing the way people travel. Opened in 2018, this groundbreaking tunnel stretches a full 4.2 miles beneath the sea, plunging over 150 feet below the ocean's surface. Connecting the bustling cities of Hong Kong, Zhuhai, and Macau, this sea-crossing tunnel is a key piece of the world's longest sea-crossing bridge system, measuring a jaw-dropping 34 miles in total. They didn't just build a tunnel, they constructed an artificial island at each end to connect the bridge above with the tunnel below. Engineers literally pieced it together underwater, assembling massive tunnel segments on land, floating them out into the ocean, then sinking them to rest perfectly aligned on the seabed. This engineering masterpiece shaved travel time between Hong Kong and Macau from hours to just about 30 minutes.
But in mainland China, they drive on the right. For drivers from Hong Kong taking the bridge to Macau.
Number 9. Cross Harbor Tunnel. Navigating one of the world's busiest harbors sounds daunting, but Hong Kong's Cross Harbor Tunnel makes underwater commuting seamless and routine. Opened way back in 1972, it was the first underwater tunnel connecting Hong Kong Island with Kowloon, and man, it was an absolute game changer. Stretching about 1.2 miles, this dual two-lane tunnel dives beneath the bustling Victoria Harbor, linking the districts of Hung Hom and Causeway Bay. Before this tunnel existed, people relied solely on ferries, making commutes kind of slow and crowded. Now, more than 110,000 vehicles use this submerged shortcut every single day, making it one of the busiest tunnels in the entire world. Construction was no joke. Crews placed huge prefabricated segments underwater, piecing them together perfectly to form a safe, sturdy route beneath the harbor. This engineering marvel not only simplified travel, but reshaped Hong Kong's entire transportation scene, making it way easier to zip between the city's main districts. Even today, crossing the tunnel feels surreal. You're literally driving underwater, beneath ferries and massive ships sailing just above your head. Number 8. Detroit-Windsor Tunnel. Believe it or not, crossing an international border underwater is totally doable. The impressive Detroit-Windsor Tunnel proves it every day. Connecting Detroit, Michigan with Windsor, Ontario, this tunnel is literally your underwater gateway from the US to Canada. Opened way back in 1930, the Detroit-Windsor Tunnel stretches nearly 1 mile under the mighty Detroit River, about 75 feet below the surface. Back when it was built, this was straight up groundbreaking, becoming the first international underwater vehicular tunnel in the world. Construction crews tackled some major challenges, carving through clay and rock beneath one of America's busiest waterways. Engineers carefully pieced together huge steel tubes underwater, sealing them tight to keep the river out and the cars dry. Today, around 12,000 vehicles cross daily, making it one of North America's busiest international crossings. Imagine commuting to another country in just minutes, casually cruising beneath ships and ferries sailing above you. Talk about a flex. Despite being nearly a century old, this tunnel is still running smoothly, handling millions of passengers annually and remaining a symbol of friendship between the US and Canada. Number 7. Eysturoy Tunnelin, an undersea roundabout? Yes, seriously. In the Faroe Islands, Eysturoy Tunnelin, underwater cruising takes a wild turn, literally. This mind-blowing tunnel stretches about 7 miles beneath the Atlantic Ocean, connecting the islands of Streymoy and Eysturoy. At its deepest point, over 600 feet below sea level, there's a giant roundabout that's become an unexpected tourist hotspot. For real, a roundabout under the ocean. And it's not just any roundabout. Inside this underwater intersection, there's a massive, glowing, jellyfish-shaped sculpture illuminated with colorful LED lights. Imagine rolling through an underwater tunnel, only to be greeted by a futuristic art installation. Feels like another world. Engineers had their work cut out for them, blasting through tough volcanic rock beneath freezing Atlantic waters. But the payoff was epic, cutting commute times between islands from over an hour to about 15 minutes. Locals now casually drive beneath whales swimming above, talk about an everyday flex. The Faroe Islands didn't just build a tunnel, they created an unforgettable underwater experience. Number 6. Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. Thousands of New Yorkers drive beneath the East River every day without a second thought, all thanks to the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, New York's underwater roadway right in the city's core. Officially named the Hugh L. Carey Tunnel, this epic underwater highway opened back in 1950, and at almost 2 miles long, it's one of the longest continuous underwater vehicular tunnels in North America. Cruising beneath the waves, you're about 100 feet under the surface, while skyscrapers and ferries tower right above you. Constructing this underwater marvel wasn't easy. Engineers had to sink massive tunnel sections to the riverbed, sealing them perfectly to keep millions of gallons of water out. Fast forward to 2012, Hurricane Sandy hit hard, flooding the tunnel with over 86 million gallons of seawater. Today, more than 50,000 vehicles zoom through daily, making it a key route for New Yorkers escaping the crazy traffic above ground. Whether commuting or sightseeing, crossing beneath the river is like taking a secret highway right beneath the city's hustle and bustle. Number 5. Haitai Yangtze Tunnel. Speeding beneath a river sounds like sci-fi, right? China says, "Hold my tunnel," and delivers the epic Haitai Yangtze Tunnel, where underwater cruising hits warp speed. Stretching a mind-boggling 24 miles beneath the mighty Yangtze River, this insane underwater passage connects the bustling cities of Seikan and Hainan. It's now officially the longest underwater tunnel in China, beating out all others by a mile, actually by several miles. Now, building this thing was no joke. It took thousands of workers grinding non-stop and some crazy engineering tricks to pull it off. We're talking about tunneling machines literally the size of buildings slicing their way through solid rock and riverbed mud 200 feet below the river's surface. But get this, the Haitai Yangtze Tunnel isn't just long, it's also crazy fast. High-speed trains zoom through at around 218 miles per hour, meaning commuters now save about 2 hours getting from Shanghai to Nantong. Talk about leveling up transportation. Even cooler, the whole project was done with sustainability in mind. Special tech keeps everything environmentally friendly, protecting the river above from pollution. They legit thought of everything. Number 4. Seikan Tunnel. Ever been on a train ride that literally dives hundreds of feet beneath the sea? Sounds intense, huh? Well, because Japan's Seikan Tunnel is about to take you on one wild ride, stretching 33.5 miles. The Seikan Tunnel connects Japan's islands of Honshu and Hokkaido, making it the longest undersea tunnel on the planet. But length isn't the only impressive thing about this engineering beast. It also plunges a whopping 787 feet beneath sea level. For real, that's deeper than the Washington Monument is tall. Building it was an absolute hustle. It took 17 years, thousands of workers, and cost around $7 billion. And the process was pretty sketchy at times. Workers battled floods, cave-ins, and even earthquakes while tunneling through super hard volcanic rock beneath the seabed. Today, bullet trains blaze through at over 85 miles per hour, shaving hours off what used to be a lengthy ferry ride. The tunnel is designed to handle even faster trains in the future, ensuring Japan stays ahead in the game. Number 3. Channel Tunnel. Taking a train ride beneath the sea to another country. The Channel Tunnel, or the Euro Tunnel, as locals call it. A journey that's pure underwater magic. This mind-blowing engineering wonder stretches 31 miles beneath the English Channel, linking Folkestone, England, with Calais, France. It's the longest underwater tunnel in Europe and was dubbed one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. Building this beast wasn't easy. It took over 6 years, 13,000 workers, and cost a whopping $21 billion. Crews had to dig through chalk rock over 130 feet beneath the seabed, using massive boring machines the size of houses. Talk about a grind. Today, trains speed through the tunnel at up to 100 miles per hour, and passengers can literally travel from England to France in just about 35 minutes. Plus, it's not just passengers. Cars and freight trucks ride aboard special shuttle trains, making this tunnel a crucial lifeline for trade between Britain and mainland Europe. Number 2. Taihu Underwater Tunnel. Lake or ocean? It's hard to tell with China's massive Lake Taihu, especially when you're traveling under it via the incredible Taihu Underwater Tunnel. Opened in 2021, the Taihu Tunnel is officially China's longest underwater highway tunnel, stretching about 6.5 miles beneath the enormous Lake Taihu, located near Shanghai. At its deepest point, drivers roll more than 65 feet below the lake's surface, surrounded by millions of gallons of water. Pretty wild, huh? Building this beast was no small feat. Engineers had to use next-level tech and precision planning, carefully piecing together giant concrete segments underwater. The whole thing cost nearly $1.5 billion, but it's already cutting travel times dramatically between the major cities of Shanghai and Nanjing. Driving through the Taihu Tunnel feels like cruising through another world. You're literally beneath one of China's largest freshwater lakes. Talk about taking a road trip to a whole new level. Plus, the tunnel's colorful LED lighting system keeps drivers feeling safe and relaxed, adding some futuristic vibes to your underwater journey. Number 1. Laerdal Tunnel. If driving endlessly beneath a mountain, hoping daylight still exists, sounds rough to you, Norway's Laerdal Tunnel, the ultimate underground adventure. Opened back in 2000, this epic tunnel stretches a jaw-dropping 15.2 miles beneath massive Norwegian mountains. We're talking 15 miles of nothing but solid rock all around you. To keep drivers from getting tunnel vision, literally, the designers added 3 large, brightly lit rest areas every 3.7 miles, making you feel like you've suddenly stepped onto a sci-fi movie set. Construction crews spent 5 grueling years blasting through granite rock, carving out a roadway that connects the cities of Laerdal and Aurland. And here's a crazy fact. The deepest point of the tunnel sits over 4,500 feet beneath the mountain peak above. No worries though. There's plenty of fresh air circulating to keep things chill. Laerdal Tunnel isn't underwater, but driving through it still feels like an otherworldly adventure. Imagine 20 minutes of cruising beneath a mountain. Norway definitely went extra with this one, making road trips way more exciting. Thank you for joining me today. I truly appreciate your support. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. More exciting videos coming soon. Take care, stay motivated, and I'll catch you in the next one.